Welcome to a brand new series on CSS Grid. With the invent of CSS Grid, we have got rid of Bootstrap completely. Although it is still used in a lot of projects because people are used to it, but with the help of Grid, we don't need Bootstrap anymore. And in some cases, we don't need Flexbox also. But more in most of the modern websites, they're used together, flexbox and grid. In some situation flexbox is good, in some situation grid is good. Actually grid gives a lot more features than flexbox, so let us deep dive into grid now. So for this also I am using Codepen. So in my Codepen I have a div container and I have 4 divs inside it with the class of items, and I have some basic styles already done, so you can get the link of this Codepen at the end of this video, and you can use this basic setup which is done again. So on the root we have a yellow and a black and a HTML border box, again some font family is there, font weight is there, font size, a text shadow is there, box sizing inherit this we generally take, body the background I am giving min height so that it doesn't extend completely, a margin, so this will give a margin at the top and the bottom. And one more thing which I am doing, I am making the item as grid, so you don't need to understand it right now. So as we have seen in the flexbox series also, if we give the justify content center and align item center, it will center everything. So the similar concept is in grid also. There is justify content also and align item also. So using it to center the uh, numbers, actually this numbers 1 2 3 4, this inside the box in which they have a box like this, so inside that. So and then this p we are giving, where we use it later. So this is what it is right now, this is how it would be shown. Let me see one thing why we are using this. You have to save it, and this I have opened in full screen. I have to refresh it. Yeah, we are not using it, my bad. So let us move ahead and start our coding, and let's understand it. So our 10 items, just as with flexbox, we have to make the parent as grid. The concept exactly like flexbox. So when I make display it as a grid, see, as in flexbox we don't have any concept of flex direction and all in grid, because everything is in grid system, which you will see soon. So let me save it, let me go here, do a command R, and nothing happens. As in flexbox, you might have noted the moment we would have given flex, this all would have changed after one another, and because it is by default div is a row level element, but it would have come one after the another. Let me show also. Flex, yeah, like this it will come, but in grid, let me change it back, nothing will happen like that, nothing will happen, because we have to give another property known as grid template columns. So grid, what is grid? Grid means everything is divided as column and templates. So grid template column means the column which we will give. So let me give it 200 pixel and 500 pixel. So it means that create two columns, one of 200 pixel, the another one of 500 pixel. Let me save it now. So I've saved it and come here, command R or control R. So see what it did, it had made two column, this one is 200 pixel and this one is 500 pixel. So two column, and all the rows it has put it inside it like that. So like this we have a grid template rows also. But in most of the cases, grid template column is more than enough to create anything. 2 column layout, 3 column layout, those things. In most of the website we have either 2 column layout or 3 column layout. So those things can be made easily with grid template column. We even don't need the grid template rows, but it is there. So let me tell you, we can get further good way to create site with this grid template row. 200 pixel again. Let me save it. So it means create 3 rows, one of 100 pixels, second of 50 pixels, and the third of 200 pixels. So let me refresh it. So see, this is one row, this is the second row, and this is the third row. These 2 rows we didn't give, so it took the normal spacing of the box which was there. So this first row is of 100 pixel, the second is of 50, and the third is of 200 pixel. So in grid we can give a gap also between each column and row. So we will give it by grid gap is 5 pixel. Let me save it. Let me refresh it. See, this gap is coming of 5 pixel between all of them. So this is how simple grid layout is, how simple and how powerful. It is not simple because there are many things in a grid. So if we use it like this, it is simple, but there are way too many things in a grid which you can learn and which you can use, but in the simplest form it can be used like this. So let us now quickly move forward. As you might have seen, I mostly use Firefox Developer Edition, and that is for a reason, because grid can be best explained through Firefox Developer Edition only and no other browser, because it has got a special inspect element for grid which even today Chrome doesn't have. So if I inspect element, let me talk it to the bottom. See, if I move to the container, see this layout thing which you are seeing, it is there in no other browser except Firefox, and not on Firefox, it is Firefox Developer Edition only. So what this is for, a special thing is for grid. So how to use it? So to use it, what we should do, this container, we have applied the grid on it, so it's telling that we have applied the grid on it. So we have to select it first, and see, it is showing it as blue. So blue is not a good color to see. So what I will do, I will make it black, and then extend line. This 3 should be checked in. So I have touched on this. So by this I will show you a very important thing which is known as explicit tracks and implicit tracks. So what are explicit tracks? So let me zoom in. See, explicit track, as you might have known from the previous part, what we did, where is my it has made it too big. So as previously we have seen, see, we have made the grid template row as 100 pixel, 50 pixel and 200 pixel. Recently only we made. So what has happened, see, first 3 were made according to this, last 2 were made according to this size only. So I will show you. If you look closely, this dashes, these are like dash, bigger type of dash. So these dashes are known as explicit track because we declare it in the grid template rows, and these are also like this because we declare it in the grid template column. Now let me come a bit down. Now see closely this one, these are like only dot. You can see in your machine also, it will be much more clearly visible. This dot is there. So they are there because they are known as implicit track because they were created by the grid system for us and we didn't create it, so they are represented by that dot 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 dot. Okay, so let me zoom back and as usual I will zoom a little bit, 110 pixel, so that it's better to see. Okay, so now what we will see, should I close it? Yeah, let me close it. No, not required right now. So what I will do, see, we can control this also, means by default it is taking how much length only this letter 8 and 10 are taking, and some padding it is taking. Okay, so if I want to control this implicit rows, if I want to complete if I want to control this, I can control this also. There is another property known as grid auto rows. This I will make 150 pixel. Let me save it, let me refresh it. So as you can see, this two will be also be made 150 pixel, these two rows. So this is what grid auto row does. So what we are going to do now, let me remove this. And we are going to see another property which is known as grid auto flow. For that I need only 2 items and grid let me remove these things. Let me reverse it. Let me make this 400 pixel. Let me make this some 200 pixels, so it is half of it. So let me have a grid gap also. Pixels, so we can see it better. So let me save it, let me refresh it, and I want to open my this inspector tool also. This also I want to do. So like this it came. So what will happen now, I have the property of grid template column only, so 400 200. So what will happen if I add another item, so it will go to the next row because that is the natural flow. So let me create a next item, save it, refresh it. So as usual it will go to the next row because that is the way grid work. If something extra come after that, our anything like grid template column, there were 2 column only, so it will go to the next row. But we want to change this, we want it not to go to the next row but to go to the next column. So how to do that? So there is a property known as grid auto flow, so we will give that. Grid auto flow, we will make it column. Let me save it, refresh it. See now where the 3 have come, it had come here. So this is what is known as grid auto flow, and by this completes our part 1 of the grid series. Hope you have enjoyed it. Thank you.